Okay, see you later. Oh, cute little goat. So, Elsa, I'm going over to your church, and there's a few things I wanted to say here. One of the things is, as you know, before I do a program, I put a lot of effort into the preparation, especially the marketing end of it. I don't just show up somewhere and expect people to know I'm there. So I wanted to do something at your church there. And I talked to Pastor Dave, Pastor Heine about it. And what I was asking for is a text message from them stating which date, so I don't conflict with something else going on. And then it needs to be 30 days in advance so that I can have 30 days to prepare. What I was suggesting is I'll just do a musical concert and do a fundraiser for the church for money for a band, for the band, worship band, maybe your drum set or something like that you want. And I can't get any response or text message, and so I waited for Pastor Dave to respond. I waited a couple of weeks and nothing, and so I went by there looking for him, and then he wasn't there, so I left a message that I came by to see him, and then I went by him next time, and Marcia said, Pastor Dave wants to know why you're looking for him. Well, and in our culture, when someone is looking for someone, sometimes they think, well, maybe it's bad. No, I just wanted to find out because he said it has to go before the church board. And I've learned from past experiences in the Philippines, you got to get approval, you got to get the authorization, and you don't want to go and plan something and then it goes sour, goes bad. So this is what kind of an inspiration to me this morning was, rather than go through all the politics, I will just rent the church or the building for one day. And that way I have time to set up, decorate, set up the sound equipment and all of that. And then I'll rent it one day in advance, 1 month in advance, so I have a month of planning. And I'll actually video that, broadcast it, send it to America, and will help, raise some money. It's fun. It's fun to do that. Another thing I'm finding out in this country is, well, people are afraid of their name being connected and mentioned with yours or mine, with someone else's, not yours, Elsa, but I'm using that word as just a word to refer to myself. So for them, they would say, we can't use your name, or we don't want you to use our name. So I'm having to be very careful not to mention people's names, like this very famous lady I've worked with in Manila. I don't want to mention her name now, but she suddenly became very famous. I've worked with her for over 10 years, and very close friend of mine. Stay at her house, but she wrote a book, and it's been published here in the Philippines, and she's like the #1 author of the best health book in the country. And I know, because she told me before she wrote the book, that I was the one that inspired her to write that book and change her life. And so I don't want to mention her name, and then I mentioned this other guy's name in the email, which was never intended to go to him. And then it gets back to him because that other person knows this. Anyway, you know the games they play. It's a pecking order. People want to get to the top. So the people they think they're competing with me. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just trying to do something with my time and my life and help the people. And I know a little bit about marketing and stuff, so I'm not going to do just for, I would do just for the Inasoyan people, but I'd like in San Lorenzo and Bohol and Tubig and the other Tokdao and Madao, those other barangays to come in, all the way to Kawayan or from Naval, to come in and hear the music. So I don't think it would be the right timing to do a health lecture at this point. I need to be very careful in what I say. If I just do some music and maybe something on family values, something like that, I could play a movie like Courageous. something like that. So now my new idea, I'm headed to your church this morning. The new idea is, rather than go through the politics and get approval, I would just rent it. So I need a little agreement, and maybe I'll just pay like 500 pesos for the day. I give the money to Jaime, and he can sign that I have the church for that a particular day, and we can agree on a day. So look at the road. This is just a little bit of an area left where there's no pavement. So right here, but most of the areas they're getting paved.